Hi, I'm Peri Lyons, New York City celebrity psychic. Today for you guys, I'm wearing my great-grandmother's brooch, which I think has sort of magical powers. My great-grandmother was one of the first guides I didn't even know what guides were, but I was walking along with my mom one day and I said, "There's a lady standing next to you." And she said, "No, there's not." And I said, "Yeah, she's kind of a big bosom, and she smells like lavender, and she's wearing this beautiful kind of mauve color." And she's like, "When did you learn the word mauve?" Because I was about 6. I said, "She just told it to me." And she said, "Well, that was your grandmother." And what is she saying? And she's saying, and my great-grandmother said to tell my mother that she was very beautiful. And you can be shallow even on the other side. But that she was also very proud of her. I am currently, a lot of us deal with situations and we think we're alone. We think we're the only person who's ever had this problem. I know I have in the past. I have a PhD and feeling sorry for myself. But what I'd like to tell you before we start is when you're dealing with a problem that seems huge, just know that there are other people who are dealing with the same problem. There are other people who have found ways through and to really good lives. And I am in a situation where I have 3 brothers and I have an elderly mother, and my brothers seem to have kind of vanished. So I commute back and forth to New York, to Maryland, and I take care of my mother. And I'm not going to lie, it's hard, and there are times when it's expensive, but people say, this is weighing you down. You should just stop doing this. And I'm like, you know what? There's a right thing to do and a wrong thing to do. There's no choice, and we always know the difference. But what I found out was the most difficult thing in my life, as I help my mother transition now, is also the most beautiful, because drudgery becomes privilege when it's powered by love. Taking care of the people we love expands our capacity to love hugely. And I've connected with a lot of other people who are in this position, and we've helped each other see what a privilege it is to help somebody experience joy and safety and laughter as they approach transition. So you're not alone. And also, if the situation's there, it's there to learn from. So thank you for listening. So I'd love to hear from Jessica, who just called. And Jessica, you're in California?
Yes, I am.
How are you?
Good, and you?
Good, thank you. Nice to hear your voice. I like to ask people when their birthday is before we start. So when's your birthday?
January 14th, 1992.
Oh, gosh, I have shoes older than you. That's a great day. Capricorn. Okay. Would you like just sort of an overall take, or do you have a burning question? I'm fine with either.
No, I didn't really know. I just was hoping to see if good things are coming, or if I don't really know. It's the first time I've ever done this.
Well, I'm glad I could be your first time. I'll be gentle, and I'll call you in the morning. So I'm going to pick a couple of cards for you first, and then I'll also tell you what my psychic impression is. My psychic impression is that this is a time that you actually been there for everybody all the time. And this is a time when you're learning to be there for yourself. And that can feel a little uncomfortable sometimes. It can feel like, am I being selfish? But what you're doing is finding out who you are. And I think one important thing I'd like to tell you is there's a difference between there's a difference between self-love and self-appreciation and conceit. So you can really see stuff about yourself that you love and appreciate, and it doesn't make you conceited, and you're allowed to own it. You get a feeling that, do you have a couple of, I'm getting like siblings, but I think I'm getting some half siblings here too. Is that, like 3 siblings, but maybe there's a half sibling in there somewhere?
I'm sorry, you said 3 siblings and what?
I get 3 siblings, but I'm hedging my bets here because I think there might be a half sibling in there somewhere.
Oh, I have a couple of half siblings.
Okay, yeah, that's what was good. They're always confusing. It's like, do they count as, do 2 half siblings count as 1? So, I think that, oh gosh, this is great. I think that you're really breaking out old patterns that didn't serve you.
What is going on here? I just came outside to try and...
What? I'm sorry, say that one more. A little louder. What?
I'm sorry, I said I came outside hoping that the breakup noise would stop.
That's okay, I can hear you.
I hear you, and I hear some things, I don't hear other things.
Well, you know what you can do is after the show, they archive it on YouTube and on AIR, so you can I can hear you. So whatever you can't hear, you can go back and listen to. So let me tell you the good stuff. You've been very patient. That's Temperance card. It can also sometimes mean somebody getting sober, but I don't think that's a problem for you. I think that you can tell yourself, from my standpoint, kind of, this is so not true, but sometimes you can tell yourself, like, oh, I'm too old to do this, or my chance has passed. I can tell you with absolute assurance, and when I say something with absolute assurance, I back it with like a guarantee, that the best part of your life is in front of you. So you're in a time right now where you're kind of getting your, I can't say the word I'm thinking of, ship together. How's that? SHIP. You're getting stuff together. You're getting your life together. And be patient with yourself and be kind to yourself. Because this card is really good. This card is, this doesn't mean I'm going to speed up a little. This card doesn't actually mean that you have to dance naked while twirling batons. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to get the hang of this. Surrounded by vegetation. This card means that what's coming up for you is that you're going to be doing something only you can do, in a way only you can do it. And it is really good. So one thing I'd like you to do is start saying yes to opportunities, because I think you are a combination of outgoing and shy. And so talk back your shyness a little. There's also, interesting, there's a couple of, I don't want to make any gender assumption. So you like boys, girls, other. I get the feeling it's boy oriented. So I'm just going to use, you don't have to tell me what your preference is, but I'm just going to say there's a back and forth thing that you're getting over somebody who is not quite spiritual enough for you. So, and somebody is coming in who is both financially secure and just a really solid person, which would be nice for you because you have a lot of creativity, and a little financial security would help you explore that. The foundation card is you're looking for your truth. it looks like there's been, this card feels like there's been maybe not a broken engagement. There is a big breakup. You might be seeing somebody now, but I think your real person is on his or other's way. Probably around, I'm going to say mid-December. You're doing a lot. This is a card of like feeling over-responsible and overwhelmed in the next week or two. But then what's really nice is you're going to be really rediscovering your creativity, and it's going to be very unexpected. Do you paint or draw or anything like that?
No.
Well, I can tell you that you do have some creativity that has to do with color and artistic flair, and that you're not aware of. So I don't know, just start coloring. Yeah. It looks like when I get the Justice card, it means that somebody who has talent and ability but hasn't really gotten their big break yet. I always get this if I'm reading for like an artist or an actor who's great but hasn't been discovered yet. This card comes up because it's time for them to get discovered. And this looks like, oh yeah, okay, so the outcome card is your own card, the Queen of Pentacles. That's a Capricorn woman. That can be a Taurus woman, but it's mostly Capricorn. When I get your own card, what that means is you're going to be self-expressed and self-actualized in a way that you never have been before. It feels to me like you need to break away from your family a little. I'm not saying like don't talk to them. I'm just saying they assigned you a role that's not who you are. And I really think that you've got some sort of big relationship coming up around mid-December. If you have like a day job, I would suggest you explore your creativity and social life outside the day job. Take a few risks. And the last card I'm drawing for you, it looks like you've been, oh, that's interesting. The last thing I'm going to say to you is that, what's your day job? Because I don't think it's totally fulfilling you. Or do you work as a... No, it's not. You work as
in the fast food industry.
I'm sorry, the what?
Fast food.
The what industry?
The fast food. Like, I'm a cashier, server, you know?
I keep thinking you're saying fast food. Okay, great. I thought you said fat suit. You know, the thing that they make actors wear to make them look bigger. You have a lot more potential than you know. And I think your family wants you to stay small, but and I don't mean that in a bad way, but I would take some really big risks. You have some creative potential, and you're also very good at managing people. So start taking your talent seriously and start taking yourself seriously, because you're going to have a good relationship and there's a lot of opportunity. So look outside your comfort zone. And start. I'm going to give you the assignment, then I'm going to take the next caller. So your assignment is this. I want you to set a clock for 5 minutes, set a timer, and I want you to write down everything you've done that you've been successful at, small or big, and write down what you think you're good at and what other people have complimented you at. It's like, I want you to have like this notebook and call it the Book of Good. Right? And just for a week, I'd like you to just write in that notebook, and you'll start to get a sense of what you really love to do. And then the universe is going to step forward. So you take one step towards the universe, it takes 100 million steps towards you. And call me when that relationship shows up, okay? Because it's going to be good.
Okay.
And that's it. Thank you for calling. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Okay, and next we have, hello, darling.
Hi.
Hi. Where are you from? Hi. What's your name?
Teresa.
Oh, you're in County Mayo.
Yeah.
I have a husband born in County Mayo. It's a beautiful place. So you're feeling a little stuck right now. And feels to me like you're feeling a little resentful, and justifiably so, because a lot of people around you are not taking responsibility and they're putting it on you, and then they're blaming you for it. Is that accurate?
Yeah, kind of. Huh.
Yeah. And I think you've gotten so used to just you're a really good person. And I think you've gotten so used to being the good girl that it stopped occurring to you that you can say, you know what? No, I'm busy tomorrow. I'm going to, I don't know, go to yoga. I'm going to do something for myself. The first thing I get about you is that you're very kind, but you need some time for yourself right now. You need to honor who you are and what you like. Do you have a specific question?
Yeah, where am I going to live?
Where are you going to live? Well, you have three choices. There are a couple of choices for you. One of them is to the north in the UK of where you are. I almost want to say Scotland, but I don't even know if do you have relatives in Scotland, or do you have friends in Scotland? But no. It feels like one possibility is you going north of where you are right now. I think you're ready to take a big risk. So the other possibility is, we have two more possibilities. Hold on. There's a possibility that you might visit like a friend, or just visit America, and, it's a little hard to get in right now, but we're fixing that. I could see you staying in America for longer than you thought, if not moving here. And the other possibility I see is, I don't know where north is of County Mayo, why you'd be going there, but and there's one other place you could live. The other, I could see you going, and this is really weird, but if you wanted to go to like New Zealand or Australia, but New Zealand is, I know that's a long way off, but you'd fit into the culture there is so peaceful and so healthy and so beautiful, and I think you'd fit in there. I know that's a long shot, but that's what my guides gave me, so that's what I'm giving you. Where would you most like to live?
Probably America. So
I see America as a possibility. I see you visiting for a while, staying longer than you meant to. It doesn't feel to me like you're in a relationship right now, or if you are, it's not maybe the one you're going to stay in. In America, the possibility that came up for me is that you might meet somebody and wind up staying here. We'd like to have you. Come to Brooklyn.
okay.
So, are you in a relationship right now? That's a little confusing for me. Are you sort of half in and half out?
I'm in a relationship, yeah.
Is it, I think I'm just going to say it. I think you've outgrown this relationship a tiny bit. If you want to keep it, you can fix that. But I could see a time like March or April when you might not leave the relationship, but you are going to want some time to yourself. So come to America. It just feels like there are a couple of things in this relationship that need talking about. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Also, you have some food allergies you don't know about. So you're a little sensitive to dairy, so I'd maybe go get that tested or try going non-dairy for a week, because your energy level's a little low right now. And I think a couple of simple dairy just would help that.
Okay.
And do you mind if I, just before we tell me, are you there?
Oh, I'm losing you.
Just before we go, just tell me your birthday and year quickly, if that's okay.
070177.
December 31st? Did you say?
No, the first of January 1977.
Oh, you're just a baby. Okay, so 7719. All right. Yeah, a lot of good changes. You are feeling a little stuck. That will change.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're ready to take some big risks. What I'd like to tell you is you're very protected. There's a grandmother around you who's passed, who's very close to you, and there's also a particular saint who's, I don't know if you have a saint you identify with, but I don't see saints around people very often, but you got one. So you're very protected. You can take fairly big risks, reasonable risks, and you're going to be fine. Okay. Thank you, love. Appreciate it. Be good.
So much.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see what happens with your relationship. I would encourage you to, I think he's a wonderful guy, but he can be a little hard to talk to sometimes. He's not as verbal as you are. So there's a book called get a book called The 5 Love Languages. I think it would really help and be very useful. But you're very pretty and you have a lot of that's a nice thing, but just who you are, you have a lot of possibilities. So don't settle in work, life, relationships. You don't have to. So, all right, sweetie, take the next caller and let me know what happens. Okay?
Thank you so much. I will. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Amazing. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Actually, you know what? Can you stand for one more second? Because I suddenly want to draw a card for you. Are you still there?
Okay.
You're on? Yeah, I just have this, I just have this impulse to, I suddenly didn't want to let you go. So you never have to worry about work. Whatever you do, you're good at. You have a very strong, you're very honest, you've got a very good work ethic. So you don't have to worry about that. This is a card that I was looking for that came up naturally, the Star card. This is you right now. I really want you to, it's almost like what I was saying to the last caller, and I don't usually say this, but I'm going to say this for you. This is about protected risks. This is about the other card I drew for you, which is from a deck that should actually be, I don't know what this card is doing here. It's not possible for it to be here, but I just drew it for you. It should be in a deck on my desk in my office, but it says, you are a light worker. God needs you to shine your light and love like an angel upon the earth and all of its inhabitants. That card followed me from my office. No idea what it's doing here, but obviously it's a message for you. You have a lot of light and you have a lot to give. Take big risks. You're protected, okay? And
okay, thank you.
Go to my website. Contact me. All of you are welcome, and thank you. Thank you. Call back because I really want to hear what happens with you. We just revamped my website, so everybody who's listening or watching, please feel free to go to my website and read the New Yorker article. There's a Time Out New York article. You can also go to CharityBuzz.com if you are interested in donating to the Dalai Lama's Tibet house. I'm being auctioned in a celebrity auction. They don't get to keep me, but my readings are being auctioned. If that's something you're interested in, CharityBuzz.com. Just Google Peri Lyons, and you're welcome to bid on me or my readings or me. Depends on how much you pay. Sorry. Anyway, have a beautiful week. The card for this week is the King of Swords. So make strong decisions. If you need to see a lawyer, go see a lawyer. And just have a great week. I send you light, love, and blessing. And I honor the light within you. And if you want to know how to be psychic, tune in next week. Until then, breathe deep and feel your love. Thank you. I'm Peri Lyons, New York City celebrity psychic. Go to my website and just say hi. You don't have to get anything. And there's a giveaway next week, too. So I can't wait to see you. And just thanks for being so great. I get to meet the coolest people here. Don't know why. So that was CharityBuzz.com to bid on my services for Tibet House and the Dalai Lama. Goes to charity. My website is Peri Lyons Brilliance Consulting at Wix.com. And that's it until next week. If you're watching this, my guides want me to know that there's one really nice thing that's going to happen for you this week that could even be life-changing. They just told me to tell you that. So call in next week or write me in my website and just tell me what amazing thing happened between now and next Wednesday at 9, okay?